Hello, it's Nathan Stanford Sr. again. I just relaunched my blog, nathanstanford.name. The reason why I bring it up is because I'm going to try to put all the links to all my videos here. So if you want to ask questions, or you can ask questions on YouTube, which would be great. But if you want to come ask questions, there's also going to be, little by little, there's going to be more content here as well. So if I click on this ERD for student help desk system, which I'm working on building, it will describe it and kind of explain it, and I'm putting the ERD here. There's an application DB diagram, so if I go here dbdiagram.io and I go to the application, and if you look right here, you can see this is that diagram that I just showed you. So what's nice is you can change these things here. So if this was going to have a phone, I could say phone. And if I wanted it to be, let's say I was just going to have you put in the digits, I could just say int. If I want to have formatting built into the phone, I could say varchar. What's nice about this is it will not only help you create your ERD quickly, but you can then come down here and you can export it to PDF or an image, but you can also export it to a server SQL statement, so that you can run the SQL statement to insert all of these tables and all of these connections are down here. So you can look and see, they have examples that you can look at, and you can just simply write these down, and then these constraints will appear when you put in the right ones. So let's see, students and tickets. Let's just delete the students and tickets one, and I will recreate it so you can kind of see what happens. Now if I grab from here, you can see it says one to many, or I can go one to many this way. So I have to think about, okay, one student can have many tickets, so I'm going this way. And then it will create what you need. It will create what you need down here. And so you can just simply look at these and make changes to them if you need to. It's got a lot more in the documentation. There's a light mode, there's a dark mode, which I like dark mode. So most of the time when you see my stuff, it's going to be in dark mode. If you like light mode, that's fine. Just understand when you're watching my videos, it's going to be in light mode. You can move this out of the way. You can click on this, which will make all these light up blue. So when you're taking a picture, you can enable grids. You can auto rearrange. So you can practice all of these things and see what all it does for you. I like it. It's a great tool. Another tool that I like is when you're inside of VS Code. This was the application I was working on, but I'm going to switch to CF Art Gallery, which is another one I'm working on. Let's actually close these, all of them. So what I wanted to show you was, let's rename this for a second. Okay, so let's say I'm going to create an application.cfm. Let's close that, close this. So if I say I'm going to create a new file, it's going to be application.cfc, and I want to generate the code. Control I. This is one of those AIs. I will see what it does. Okay, no, I don't want to do that. But what you can do is you can have user-defined snippets. So if I simply say app, which is what I've named mine, I have two different ones. I have the starter one and then another one. I believe that one I may use for work, but let's just go look at this one. Okay. Let's do that again. Let's undo and let's hit app. And we will do that one, and that's the correct one. So this is the one that you want to look at. You can change the application name here to whatever you want it to be, test app, and you hit tab, it brings you the database, test app database or data or whatever you've called your app. Maybe it's been called app ABC database or whatever the database name is. If you're only using one database inside of ColdFusion, you can label it here, and when you're running a CF query, you don't even have to tell it the data source. It will automatically assume it's this data source. Now, if you're using more than one data source, you might want to have another one in here. And this is got your on application start, on session start, on request end. So you can put your different variables in here that you need to be able to set up certain things in your system. But notice that user-defined tool, the user-defined list. So let's go look at those. I'm going to delete this now. It's down here. And let's rename this. Okay, so now let me close that. That's done. So let's go look. What you can do is you can do a search for VS Code, and I've searched it, as you can see, snippet generator. Whoops. Snippet generator, and hit a search, and the place is literally called, click on it, it's called snippetgenerator.app. Now what's nice about this tool is, let's say if I go back to VS Code, let's say I want to automatically have this appear, or what would be another one? Let's just say I want this to show up. So we will say new file, we'll call it test.cfm. And so now I will go back here to the snippet generator. I will paste it in here. I will say just an example, and I want it to trigger when I type the word example. And you can also use this for Sublime and Atom, but I'm using it for VS Code, so you can now copy this, come back here, go to File, go down to Preferences, go to Configure System User Snippets, and then I most of the time put all of mine here in the global, and so I can just simply say, okay, let's go to the bottom, go all the way to the bottom, hit enter. I need a comma after this, and I need to paste. And so now I can hit save, and I can go back to this test file. And if I start typing example, I can see where it says just an example. And if I was to hit tab or click on it, it gives you exactly that snippet. So now let's go delete this snippet because I don't really need that one. Save it. But I've given you another example of something you can use. Now, there is a whole lot of extensions I have installed, probably way too many, I admit, but I'm always Blockman, is it? Yeah, there's an extension. It's not really, let's click on it for a minute. Only 200,000 downloads, but I really like it, and I'll show you why. So let's go back to here. Let's go here. Is this going to work? It might. Let's see. So when you see me clicking around and you see this little block here, let me close that. See that little block? That's from Blockman. So it lets me know which block I'm in. So if I'm in up here, it puts the block around the whole block that I'm in, so that I can know where the top and the end is and make sure everything's correct in the way it should be. Once again, that extension was Blockman. So, and here, I'll pull it up again by Leo Devbro. I'm not sure if that's, I believe that's right.